A very good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Sports Tonight. This is the Thursday night edition of the show. Promises to be exciting, promises to be fun-filled as always. My name is Toyin Bitoye. I want to start by saying a very big thank you to you for joining us on this edition of the show, and also promise you that if you stay with us for the next 50 minutes, we're going to be taking you on a fascinating trip around the world of sports, and we're going to make sure that every major stop in the world of sports, we'll touch up on all of those areas and fill your night with fun and plenty of excitement. All right, so thank you once again for giving us this opportunity, and this is one opportunity that we will not misuse. All right, let me just give you an idea of what we'll be doing on the show tonight. We've got plenty for you on the program tonight, plenty of basketball to talk about. Of course, remember, it's a Thursday night, so along the line on this show, we'll be taking you to Washington. Hopefully, we'll be hooking up with our very good friend Sonny Young of the VOA, and he'll be filling us in with all the latest in the world of basketball, the NBA, and of course, a little slice of Oscar Pistorius, who is in the news, not for the right reasons. That will be one of the things we'll do on the program tonight. Of course, Femi Adefeso is in Port Harcourt monitoring the playoffs around our basketball, the Premier League in Nigeria. He will also be filling us in with all that is going down in Port Harcourt, which teams are looking good for a return to the DSTV Premier Basketball League, which teams are looking like they won't be coming. All right, so Femi Adefeso will be joining us via telephone later on the show tonight. So there's plenty for you around basketball. Femi will also be telling us about what is going on in Angola, where our girls are getting involved in the Intercontinental, the Continental Basketball Championship, talking about First Bank of Lagos and Dolphins of Lagos, the two flag bearers for Nigeria. So there's plenty of updates for you as it concerns basketball on the program tonight. We are also going to be talking tennis. Table tennis this time. The Ashojuoba Molade Okoya Thomas Championship is ending tomorrow. We'll talk about it. Aruna Quadri is ending 2015 in the top 50. Well, last year we were celebrating the fact that it was among the top 30. But this year, it's falling a little bit down the pecking order, but not too much. We'll talk about it as well on the program tonight. We have wrestling for you on the show. We have boxing as well for you on the show tonight. And of course, we have plenty of football for you on the program tonight. Plenty of stories around FIFA, the crisis that is currently bedeviling the World Soccer Governing Body. We will also talk about the FIFA rankings and the fact that they are not looking too good for their Super Eagles of Nigeria. We will be taking you to Senegal. That's where we have the CAF Under-23 Africa Cup of Nations currently going on. Tomorrow, we will be finding out which two teams will be going into the semi-finals.
It's an interesting question. The question right now is who hasn't been indicted? Who hasn't been picked up for suspicion of having received kickbacks from something? So
whether now or in the past.
It's unbelievable everything that is going on, because FIFA just keeps reeling from body blows to the head to the body, and it will be a miracle if FIFA can survive from this. Because just today, I think it was yesterday as well, 5 major FIFA sponsors also wrote to FIFA
asking for reforms.
Insisting. Not even asking, they more or less were giving them an ultimatum.
Do this or
do this or we pull the plug on your gravy train. So FIFA is reeling tremendously, and the same way everything is going on, sponsors are crying blue murder. The United States Department of Justice is also reaching across the Atlantic to to arrest officials. I mean, it's unbelievable everything that is happening in FIFA. Oh, this is the kind of thing you probably find in maybe hostage situations or maybe high-level espionage situations, because this
or a military coup.
Because these two officials were arrested at dawn,
6 a.m.
at the same hotel that the previous 9 or 10 people were also arrested.
A few months ago, 6 a.m.
So one thing,
if you would think of bolting out.
The thing about it is, if you have anything to do with FIFA or world football, don't go to Switzerland.
You see, what I don't understand is the guys from CONMEBOL and CONCACAF. What is, because I'm looking at the list of the names, CONCACAF president, CONMEBOL this, CONMEBOL that. Before the 16 guys, you know, because it's 16 plus 2 now, the way it looks, they've been charged now already. And
no, it's 14 plus 2.
Okay, but what I'm just wondering is, why is it just those two continents that you have problems?
Well, but because it says here that those people were alleged to have received money for selling marketing rights.
What I'm
in
saying
connection
in
with
essence
football
is
tournaments,
the tsunami.
Wait, in football tournaments in Latin America, as well as World Cup qualifying matches. For those continents, and you know that is the America's
I'm not questioning the
greatest sphere
arrest.
of influence.
I'm not questioning the arrest. What I'm just telling you is that I don't seem to understand. I mean, it points into one direction, that probably some people were careless, probably some people were involved in more deals that were not done under the table, probably done under the table, and that's why they're into a lot of problems. I'm surprised how this has not affected UEFA, to a large extent, apart from one or two individuals.
No, UEFA have also come under. UEFA have also come under scrutiny. I mean, the interesting thing about all of these, as
I'm talking of the individuals, not the body.
Yeah, I mean, is Platini not UEFA?
Just one or two. But in this case,
Bakembo has also come under scrutiny.
A lot of clean. But what I'm saying is
the French Football Federation have also come under
CONMEBOL and CONCACAF.
Everybody
severely damaged.
Interestingly, guys, the only person that is still standing is Ayatu.
So for now, anyway.
And then today is Ayatu. I mean, while addressing the press at the end of the executive committee meeting, talked about how he is not corrupt. And that even when he was indicted and reprimanded by the IOC, it was strange because they gave account of all the monies that they got and everything tallied.
There was no taint to anything.
No taint to anything. So that's an interesting one. And when you look,
president of the Brazilian Football Federation,
and part of the guys that
has been picked up.
The reason why CONCACAF and CONMEBOL are currently under scrutiny is because they are more or less America's backyard. America is a member of CONCACAF. CONMEBOL is also part of US area of influence. In fact, the United States will be hosting the next Copa America, which is like the centennial edition. That's marking 100 years of football in Latin America. So that is their sphere of influence. Their backyard, more or less. And but the thing about it is that if these people can reach across the Atlantic and arrest individuals in another sovereign country, no one is safe.
Okay,
there is no guarantee that this thing might not even go beyond these borders and even come to Africa.
Let's wrap this up a little bit and talk about something else, still in the light of the cleaning up of FIFA. Let's talk about the FIFA Ethics Committee that have been recommending live bans and are suddenly they've suddenly become bulldogs that can bite. In the past, they said you can't bite, you just make plenty of noise. But now, it looks like they have renewed vigor and they are ready to pounce on anyone. Brazil's Del Niro is in the news, Yemi.
Yeah.
Ethics committee these days are going to take you down as well.
I mean, a lot of people will go down, and I agree with Tunde. I don't know who's going to be left. I mean, some people are talking about the top echelon, even the lower echelon, even the 16 guys that we're talking about. Some of them are not even in FIFA as we speak. I mean, that's how wide the net is now, and everybody's getting dragged into that net. But if you're a purist, you want to say that you like what is happening in FIFA. The ethics committee now do have teeth. They can bite. They can sink their claws into you. And once your name gets mentioned, you're not going to get a slap on the wrist, like Tunde said. So it's going to be a whole lot of problems. So they're doing well. I mean, I don't envy the guys in the eye of the storm right now.
Especially Del Niro now.
I don't. Ricardo Texeira too, his name got mentioned. That was someone that I thought would never get dragged down into all of this, but it's part of the people charged. I know a lot of people, and I'm wondering what will happen. Maybe all of this will spread to Africa at some point. I don't know.
Okay, guys, let's
just to really add something to what we said. The reason why a lot of this, the United States is getting involved in this, is because a lot of those monies pass through the U.S. banking system,
of course,
the U.S. financial system.
If it didn't pass through the U.S., they wouldn't have any right to be picking up people from different parts.
So
extradition and all of that.
That's what I'm saying. In Africa, we also have a very close affinity with the United States as well. So if for some reason anybody has received some kind of tainted US dollars
from the US
and also routed it through
the US, be very afraid.
Better start dusting your passport.
Be very afraid. All right, be very afraid. But these are interesting times, and it's going to get a lot more interesting as we approach February, because February is when the elections will take place. There's still a lot that will happen. So there's going to be a lot of shaking that will go on.
And at the house doesn't collapse.
And at the end of the shaking, some of the people that have been down before will find their way to the top. Some of those who have been at the top before will find their way at the bottom. Interesting times ahead. All right, let's hope that we find our way up when the shaking is concluded. But guys, let's wrap up this discussion around some other part of the game. At least they had time to talk about the game. Expansion of participating countries at the World Cup from 32 to 40. Is it okay? Is it something that
I think
some people will say no? It becomes unwieldy. We have
for the
too
standard
many
of the game.
But that was the same thing we said when we moved from 24 to 32. And when they moved from 16 to 24, it was the same thing.
Yeah, I think it's all about inclusion. I think those colleagues...
Is it going to take up the excitement of the World Cup in any way?
I don't think
more
so.
games.
It's still the Mondial. You know, that's the biggest sporting event where a lot of people will talk about the Olympics. But I think it doesn't water it down. A lot of nations will probably not get a chance to partake at the World Cup. But if it becomes 40, they've not made any decision yet. It's shelved.
And it's not going to start anytime soon.
And it was 20. Another good thing.
2030.
Yeah.
When are they proposing it?
2030.
2026, I think.
Another good thing that was talked about is that women, a lot of involvement for women in the run of affairs of world football. That was discussed. I don't know whatever impact that will make, but all of those things, talking about reforms, how to make things more plain, and you know, so all of these things we're hearing about corruption will probably.
As far as I'm concerned, I think 40 is an unwieldy number. I think the fact that 32 of the elite countries makes it more exciting.
40 doesn't make too much of a difference.
Well, it does.
That's the best soccer playing nations in the world.
Tell that to the countries who are hosting, because they don't have to find another number of rooms for another 8 delegations, another more stadiums as well,
more games
as well.
The logistics will always be there.
Another thing that's interesting from the discussion, I just remember this now. They're talking about fixing the tenure of officials.
Yeah, to 12 years.
12 years. That's 3 terms.
Yeah, making public what they hand. Yeah, Greg Dyke told us the other day that for all the years he's been involved with FIFA, does not know what Sepp Blatter is, and that's criminal. So
all right, so let's hope that transparency.
It should know.
Okay, all right. So now maximum 3 terms, but ask yourself, are they going to be starting with these guys who have been there for so long?
No,
are they going to start with the 3-term arrangement?
I had to have been there as long as Mobutu was in Zaire or even the Zimbabwean president.
But let's just hope that all of these things will pan out well for the good of the game. Guys, still talking FIFA. This time I want to talk about direct relationship between FIFA and soccer playing nations. The FIFA rankings. Very quickly, I'll run through this because this is not very pleasant for us, particularly Super Eagles of Nigeria, because for all the victories and all the results that we got in the months under review, it doesn't look like it's making us go up. We beat Cameroon. We lost 2-0 to Congo. Yes, we beat Cameroon 3-0. It's still going up.